Assalamu alaikum, Mira. How are you? Is my voice clear to you? Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Is my voice clear to all of you? Okay, wonderful. So, Rima and Pretty, can you remind me of your assignments? And if you have done them, then please you can unmute yourself and start telling me about your assignments. Yes, who would like to start first? Uh, yes, Rima. Kindly unmute yourself and start telling me about your assignment so that we can start formally with our lesson.
Yes, ma'am, you gave the assignment, the family introduction.
Exactly. Okay. Yes.
Um, my name is Rima. I am a housewife. I have two kids, one son and one daughter. I have two brothers only. One is elder and one is younger than me. They all are married. My mother is a housewife and my father is a retired sportsman. My mother is three sisters and one brother. They all are settled in their lives. My father is eight brothers and two sisters, but unfortunately, they remain only five brothers and two sisters. So, this is my whole family.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, that was really good. Okay, so any person who is like doing something extraordinary or whom you feel proud of, like having that member in your family and any such person.
No, ma'am. All family members doing jobs in their relevant fields.
All right. Okay. You're wonderful. Okay, so Preeti, I think she has some problem with the internet. She is coming over and leaving again and again. Okay, so today I wanted to reinforce the two tenses. They were simple present, present continuous tense. Along with, I'm going to, give you some details about the proper use of these tenses also. Okay, so Rima, if you can tell me about the present, simple present tense. What is this tense and when is it used and what is the basically element of identification? Like how do we identify that this is the simple present tense? Yes, Rima.
Yes, ma'am. If simple present tense is we use S or ES and verb, first form of verb.
Mm-hmm. And how do we
Uh,
identify a sentence in Urdu that this is in the form of simple present tense?
which is going in our daily routine life.
Exactly, which happens in daily life. So we call that as simple, like basically the routine, our routine that is called as, we call it as simple present tense. Okay, very good. Okay, so let us, learn the structure once again, how to properly, tell the structure of simple present tense. Okay. So basically, we all know that first of all, the subject comes. I hope you know what is subject. Yes, Rima?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Subject, then obviously we have the verb. You told me the verb comes in its first form. And then there comes the object. And what is an object, Rima?
Ma'am, subject, in subject we use a noun, and
Very
object we use the we say about that thing,
exactly
the
on
thing.
which the action is being done,
Yes.
or which we think we are talking about. So that is called the doer. Subject is the doer. Doer means the person who is doing anything. He's talking, speaking, reading, writing, you're doing anything. So doer is called the subject, and the person on which we perform the action, on which we perform the action, he is called as an object. All right. Okay, so now like for the subjects, we have actually first person, second person, third person. Do you know about this thing, Rima? First person, second person, third person?
Yes, ma'am. First we use the name, and then we use he, she, it.
Okay, so basically I and we are the first person, because like I am talking, or I am talking with you, so I and we are the first persons. And if we are talking to someone like you, so you is the second person. And if you are talking about like someone else कि उसने ये काम किया या उसने ये काम किया, तो like he she it and they are the third persons, right? यहाँ तक आपको समझ लग गई है रीमा?
Yes, ma'am.
I we are first person, you were second person, he, she. Okay, now how to remember, like with which subjects we have to use S, and with which subjects we don't have to use an S or ES? Do you remember the rule?
In plural we don't use S or S.
Very good, very good. We don't use S or ES with the plural, or simply we can simply say like with the third person, we don't use anything with first and second person. I, we और you के साथ हम कुछ भी लगाएंगे, but we add with the third person we only with he, she and it. Or if there's some other noun, like some noun who is singular, so we're going to add s, es, or ies. Achha, now do you know like with which words should we use s, or with which words should we use es or ies? So let me tell you these things now. So these are very important things. So the verbs which end up like with we had done this thing, but it's I hope you remember these with ch, sh, o, x, double s, double z. With all the words which end up with these words, basically ch, sh, o, x, double s, double z, so we add es at the end. For example, if I say you to translate this sentence into English, वो कपड़े इस्त्री करती है. How would you translate this sentence, Rima? वो कपड़े इस्त्री करती है.
She irons her clothes.
Okay, very good. She irons her clothes. But if I say you to instead of using iron, if you should use press, then how would you translate this sentence?
She presses her clothes.
Very good. She presses her clothes. अब आप यहाँ देखें, because it was ending in double s, so we added es, right? Okay. Now if I say a sentence, वो गेंद पकड़ता है.
He picks the ball.
He picks the ball. Okay. And if I say a sentence, He catch the ball. Is the sentence correct?
No, ma'am.
So what should be the correct sentence?
He catches the ball.
Okay. Alex अपने दांत साफ करता है.
Alex cleans his teeth.
Okay. Cleans or brushes his teeth. Okay. वो बाजार जाता है.
He goes to market.
He goes to market. Very good. Okay, now this is a very interesting sentence. It's a new, it might be new sentence for you. वो अपने बालों में कुंडल डालती है. So by kundal, like we mean it's frizz. Okay. So how would you translate this sentence?
She puts fringes in her hairs.
Okay, we won't add the verb put. We will simply say she frizzes her hair. Okay, like it's also called as like if you're putting curls in your hair. So curling your hair or frizzing your hairs, they are the same. All right. So this was the rule of adding es, like the verbs which end with ch, sh, ox, double s, double z. We add an es. Okay. Now if we have letter y in the end, but if y is followed by a consonant, right? So then what do we do? Do you remember the rule, Rima? If y is followed by a consonant, then what do we do? What do we add in the end? We put IES at the end and we cut the Y. For example, the word is hurry. Hurry, this Y. ठीक है, मैं इस Y की बात करी थी, like this Y. And now you see the Y is followed by a consonant. Consonant means like R is coming before Y, or Y is followed by an R. So it's a consonant. So in that case, we are going, if I have a sentence, she hurried to her school. So it's a wrong sentence. I'll say she hurries to her school. Right? Why? We have cut Y and we have added an IS in its place. Okay. So, for example, if I again say a word, it modify its values. Yes. So obviously there's a Y in the end and there's an F. There's a
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, consonants are those words which are not in vowels.
Exactly, which are not vowels. So all the
So if
alphabet except the
R
vowel.
is also a consonant,
Sorry?
R is also consonant.
Yes. We just have 5 vowels: A, E, I, O, U.
Yes. So H, U, R is all consonant word.
Yes. All rest, all the alphabets are consonants. Right? Okay. So again, you see modify. Modify, you can see before Y we have a consonant. So the sentence would be it modifies its values. Modifies. Right? Okay. Now we have done 2 rules. Where do we add ES and where do we add IES? Now only S is left. Now we are going to add S again if there is a Y in the end. Y in the end, but they are followed by a vowel. Y is followed by a vowel. For example, enjoy. You can see there's a Y in the end. And before a Y, we have vowel O. Enjoy. So we are going to add, for example, if I have the sentence, he enjoyed the party. So we know that we would add an S over here. We won't add es, we won't add ies, we will only add an se. Enjoys the party, right? Okay, okay, Rima, let's do an activity now. I want you, since we had done about your routine many times, so now I want you to discuss with me about your mother's routine. Your mother's routine. Okay, so for that I can give you some words which you can use in that regard. For example, there's a word stack. Stack means बर्तनों को इकट्ठा करना. Okay, then we have two different kinds of word. One is broom, one is sweep. These words are different. Broom is simply called as a jharu and sweep is called as jharu dena. It's a verb. Broom is a noun, sweep is a verb. Okay, then we have mopping and then we have mop. These are different words. Mopping is actually, if you say like pocha, like simply that cloth which is used, उसको हम कहते हैं mopping. And mop is actually the verb कि आप उसको पोछे को लगा रहे हैं. ठीक है? Okay. For example, to mop. ठीक है? अच्छा. Then we have a word. अगर आप वैक्यूम से कार्पेट्स को साफ करते हैं, पर्दों को साफ करते हैं, तो उसको हम कहते हैं to hoover. To hoover. ठीक है? So these are some vocabulary words. So Rima, how much time do you need to tell me about your mother's routine? All right, okay. Yes, Rima. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Reema.
Um, she wakes up in the morning. She makes breakfast. She stack the plates in the rack. After breakfast, then the maid came and she sweeps the house from her. That's it, ma'am. इसके आगे मुझे नहीं आ रहा.
Okay, try to, you can speak in Urdu and we can translate your sentences into English.
मैम आपने टू हूवर का क्या बताया था?
Hoover is basically if you're using a vacuum to, clean your carpets, your curtains, or your sofas. So इसको combined with the Hoover कहते हैं, like she hoovers. If she hoovers the curtains or she hoovers uh, carpets, anything.
Okay. स्वीप्स का मतलब झाड़ू, जैसे ब्रूम तो झाड़ू होता है ना,
Sweeps is झाड़ू देना,
झाड़ू
action.
देना. तो फिर इसके बाद अगर मॉपिंग, शी
She mops, then she mops the floor with a mopping.
she mops the floor with the mopping, and afterwards she hoovered the curtains and
Right.
sofa.
Hmm. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Like she must be doing something else the rest of the day as well.
Yes, ma'am, but me use these sentences only, these words only.
No, but you try to tell me more now.
um Afterwards, actually, she offer prayer, then she make um, क्या कहते हैं, खाना बनाती हैं. She make the lunch, and then she also look after my brother's son,
Okay.
and then in the afternoon she take rest.
Hmm. She takes
And
rest.
she takes rest, and then she wakes up in the evening and offer prayer, and वो क्या होता है, कुरान पढ़ती हैं,
Recites Quran.
recites Quran, and she spent all time with the little kid.
Mm-hmm. How old is
And
he?
he is 3 years old.
Okay, and her mother is working.
Yes.
Okay. The grandmother takes care of her grandson.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. She seems quite an active lady. Okay, I think yes. So I think your mother is quite an active lady, and she is running the whole house all alone.
Yes, ma'am. They only my father and mother only, and my brother and my bhabi is next house in the
Okay,
same lane.
so they're living in a separate house actually. All right, all right. And when they go to work, so they leave their son with her. All right, okay. That's interesting. Okay, Rima. So let me tell you a few words and their correct pronunciation. We'll talk about some words which start with P, T, and C. So how to pronounce them? We have discussed this thing before as well, but again, just to a reinforcement, how to pronounce different words, and you'll see the difference. For example, if I say a sentence in Urdu, क्या मैं आपका कलम ले सकता हूँ? So what would be the English of this sentence? क्या मैं आपका कलम ले सकता हूँ. Yes, Rima. Can.
I take your
Take
pen.
or have, both are correct. If I say, can I have your pen? Okay, if I say it like this, can I have your pen? Or if I say, can I have your pen? Can I have your pen? So it's a bit different and it sounds more good, and the accent is more fascinating or more attractive as well. So the main difference is we have over here two words starting with C and P. So I've told you earlier as well that the correct sound of C is k, and the correct sound of P is p. For example, if we do some words starting with P, if I say some words,
It's people,
very good,
page, paper,
page.
power, page.
Yes, people, page. इसको आपने थोड़ा सा ऐसे ए की आवाज निकाली है. Page, paper, power. यहाँ पे आपकी R silent होंगे. The ending R's are silent. Paper, power, pen, pan, pack. Rima, I would want you to use, these are 7 words. Please use them in different sentences so that I can check your correct pronunciation of these words.
Make sentences of these words.
Yes. One by one, start to make their sentences. Yes, Rima, first word. They were easy words, just so quickly try to make their sentences. People, the first word is people. I hope, I think there was some, your child was, I think, crying due to some reason. So I think that you are getting distorted. Yes, Rima, are you there? Okay, sure, no issue, Rima. I'm waiting. Till the time I can offer my Asr prayer and you can give her lunch. No issues. I'll be back inshallah then at 4:50. You can start class at 4:50 again. Till the time हमारी lunch break मतलब हमारी break भी इसी में हो जाएगी. No issues. Yes, Rima, are you back? Okay, wonderful. All right, so you can start to make sentences now, these words, which you can see on your screen, along with the proper accent of P. Yes, Rima. Starting with the first word, people.
There are many people in the stadium.
Very good. Okay, page. Yes, page.
Don't spoil your page.
Okay, very good. Paper.
Please give me a piece of paper.
Very good. Power. Yes, power.
Allah has all the power. Power.
Very good. Very good. Pen.
Please give me a pen. Pen.
Very good. Pan.
Mm. I make an egg in the pan.
Very good. I made an egg in the pan. Okay. Pack.
Um, it is a pack of sweets.
Very good. Very good. Okay, now let's do some words starting with T. So T we have to pronounce again like it's having an H with it. T. 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 Okay. So let me write the word starting with T. T now. Okay. The first word is time. Tank. Tape. TV. Touch. Take. Tea. Table. Tower. Town. Yes, Rima. I would again want you to try to use these words in sentence along with correct pronunciation of the letter T. Yes, Rima.
Um, The time. It is a time. It is a time to sleep.
Very good.
Tank. Please fill the tank with water.
Very good.
Pack this gift with tape.
Very good.
I watch the TV.
Very good.
Um,
I watch TV. We don't use the before TV.
okay. Touch. Please do not touch the fire.
Very good.
Take a break.
Mm-hmm.
I drink tea in the evening.
Very good.
Table. Please clean the table.
Very good.
Um, it is Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Town. In which town do you live?
In which town do you live? Good. Okay, now the last important word, k. K. So with k, some words are camera, canal, camel, catch, cage, cat, cup, hut, last word, contract. Yes. Okay. So Rima, you have to practice these words. I'll send this document in the group as well. So you have to practice these words or any of the words which start with these three alphabets, particularly P, T, and C. So that just by changing the accent of these words, you really you can feel a lot of difference in your accent. Okay, so let's make sentences of these words again, starting with C. Camera. I have chosen with words so that you can, find them easy to make use them in sentences. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Camera. We take the pictures from camera.
Very good.
Canal. This road goes to canal.
Very good.
I slaughter the camel
Very good.
on the Eid.
On Eid.
In the
on Eid.
on Eid. Okay. Catch. Please catch the ball.
Very good.
Cage. There are different birds in the cage.
Very good.
Cat. I saw a cat.
I saw a cat. Very good.
Cup. You want a cup of tea?
Very good.
Cut. It's cut on my hand, on my finger.
There is a cut on my finger. There is a cut.
There is a cut.
Okay.
Contract. Mm,
No, this has two meanings. One contract is like if you freeze something and things, contract, they squeeze in size. And the other is obviously if you sign a contract with someone. So there are two kinds of contracts. So which kind of word would you use?
we contract the project for 2 years.
Would be we have signed a contract. We always sign a contract, right?
Ma'am.
So if it was your
Okay.
remaining sentence, we have signed a contract
We signed the contract for 2 years.
for 2 years. Yes, good. All right. Okay, Rima, now I'm going to give you very interesting vocabulary words, which are basically about, all our desi food, and we don't know what to call those desi food in English. Uh, so I'm going to write them over here, but I'm not going to write the Urdu. So if you have something to write with you so that you can write along with, like while I'm speaking and writing over here, so you can, have a record of all what I've spoken, like what is the correct translation of which word. So if you want to bring something to write, you can bring something. I'll start in a minute then.
Ma'am, please repeat. What are you saying? Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sorry, my mic was got muted and I was speaking. All right, so basically I've told you to bring something to write on. I'll be telling you the vocabulary words of some foods. So I can't write Urdu over here. I'll just be telling you the English of those words. So you need to write the Urdu words along with the English so that you can very well remember that what is the exact Urdu of which word actually. So do you have something to write with you? A pen, paper? Yes, Rima, can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, so the first word is pakode. So what is the English of pakode? So we call them as, yes, we call them as fritters. Fritters. Fritters is the English of pakode. All right. Second word, which we all love to eat, that is dahi bhade. So dahi bhade, what is the English of that? So basically, we know that that dahi bhadas are made up of lentils. Lentils means dal. So it's the English is lentil dumpling. Dumpling means जो उसका वो गोल सा उसको बनाया होता है. Lentil dumpling in yogurt sauce. Right? So this is the correct English of dahi bhade, lentil dumpling in yogurt sauce. Fritters is pakode and dahi bhade is lentil dumpling in yogurt sauce. Okay, then comes patty. Patty or pastry. This is the English of samosa. Samosa. So samosa ko we call it as patty, or we can also say it as pastry. Okay, then golgappe. Golgappe. So the English of golgappe is crisp, sphere, eaten. crisp means, obviously we know that they are very crispy. Sphere means they are round, and eaten means जो जिसकी उर्दू है गप्पे, like to eat something, so that उसकी English यहाँ पे eaten है. So crisp sphere, or you can simply also say crisp sphere. ये भी ठीक है, crisp sphere eaten भी ठीक, crisp sphere भी ठीक है. Okay. Now the patty or pastry was for the small samosa, and for the big samosa, bada samosa, we call it as a pie. Pie. Yes, I hope I'm not going too fast, Rima. You're getting all the words, and they must be very interesting to you as well.
Yes, ma'am. मुंह में पानी भी आ रहा है साथ में.
Yes. Yes, I know your mouth must be watering because it's a perfect tea time, you know, and to have all these things at this time of the hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so acha. Then there's a word which is called as sweet pretzels. Sweet pretzels कहते हैं हम जलेबी को. Sweet pretzels, they are called as jalebi. Okay, then we have flummery. Flummery. Flummery हम कहते हैं फालूदा को. Faluda. Faluda is flummery. Okay. Then I hope you must be knowing the English of lassi. जी रीमा, आपको आइडिया है लस्सी की इंग्लिश क्या होगी?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it's whey. W-H-E-Y, whey. Okay, and what do we call limu pani? That is simple. Skanj bean or limu pani. What is called that in English?
Lemonade या lemon water.
Yeah, lemonade. Lemonade is the correct English. Okay, then we know what is a curry. Curry is basically सालन को हम कहते हैं curry. कोई भी सालन होगा आपका, उसको we call it as curry. And if अगर वो सालन शोरबे वाले, मतलब उसका पतला शोरबा है, then that is called as pottage. Pottage. So simple salan is called a curry, and if we have a thin one, it's called as a pottage. Okay, roti. Roti को हम English में क्या कहते हैं? It's either called a loaf, or we can also say them as tortillas. Tortillas, right? Loaf, we call as a loaf of bread. So roti की मतलब कि जो loaf है उसको loaf भी कहते हैं, when we call it tortillas. और नान को हम कहते हैं muffin. Muffin. अच्छा, रोटी होगी, नान होगी. Now we have a kulcha. Kulcha को हम कहेंगे crumpet. Now this kulcha is without sesame seeds. Sesame seeds means तिलों के बगैर है. And if we have like, this crumpet is after adding sesame seeds. Right? Naan ya muffin is without sesame seeds, and after adding sesame seeds, we call it as a crumpet. Okay, then we have pudding. So किसी भी हलवे को हम pudding कहेंगे. Halwa is called as pudding. And then we have rice pudding. Rice pudding को हम कहते हैं खीर. Or dalia. Dalia, I hope you must be knowing the English of dalia. Yes, Rima, dalia.
मैम पता था अभी ज़हन से निकल गया है. Yeah.
All right, it is called as porridge.
Porridge, yes.
Yes. और अगर ये पतला दलिया आपने बनाया हो तो उसको हम कहते हैं gruel. Gruel, gruel. Right? Okay, I hope you've written all the words and they are clear to you as well. So next time, whenever you have to eat anything of this sort, so you can use them in English, and you can easily tell that you know the English of these all desi foods. All right. So we have done some reinforcement of present indefinite tense. We have done some rules of adding s, es, and ies, and we have done some basic pronunciation pattern, how to pronounce some specific words starting with C, T, or P. Okay, now let's learn some idioms of if you have to express the indifference. Indifference means like if you don't feel any difference, even if someone is like, if you don't care for something and you feel you don't like your feelings don't change towards that thing, that is called as expressing indifference. Like you don't care, like you simply say that okay, mujhe kya, I don't feel anything. So usko hum kehte hain expressing indifference. So you can see we have many phrases to express indifference. Like you can say so what, or who cares, or I don't care, or it's all the same to me, I have no preference, I suppose so, I don't mind, it doesn't matter to me, whatever you want, or whatever you do, I don't mind. It's your decision. Who knows? Why should I care? It makes no difference to me. So sometimes if you get really hurt, or if you think that you're not being involved in something, or simply like you don't have any feeling towards that particular thing, so you express your indifference by using any such like any of these phrases. So they are called as expressing indifference phrases. If Preeti would have been here, so I would have had dialogue with both of you, like regarding anything in which one of you might, should have me have to express this indifference. But she is not here, so we can't have that dialogue then. Okay. Uh, I want you to speak up on something now. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Let me open this. And I want you to read this reading, which is going to open now. It's about whales. Rima, how old is your daughter or son who was crying?
Ma'am, my daughter, she is
Okay.
5 years old.
She's 5 years old. Okay. So has she started going to school?
Yes, ma'am, this year. Because of COVID, she is late.
Okay, okay.
And because schools are not proper open, so that's why
Exactly.
late.
So in which school is she going?
Ma'am, it's near to my house, Park Lyceum School.
Parkless. Okay, okay. Okay, so you can see this reading in front of you, Rima. I want you to read this out.
मैम इसको थोड़ा वो क्लोज करेंगे.
Yes, sure, sure. I'm going to zoom it.
Okay.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, थोड़ा सा I'm going to minimize. Yes, I think
It's fine. Now I read.
yes, you have to read it loudly now.
Okay. Whale is the common name for various marine mammals of the order Cetaceae.
Cetacean.
Whales,
Cetacean.
Cetaceae. Whales breathe air and are not fish. They are mammals that spend their entire lives in the water. Whales are of two types, toothhead,
Hmm.
odontoceti,
Yes.
and baleen, myceticity,
Misty City. Misty City.
mysticity whales. The anatomy of whales can be described as follows. Like all mammals, whales breathe air. They are warm blooded. They nurse their young with milk from mammary glands. They have body hair. Beneath the skin lies a layer of fat called bubbler, which stores
Bl-
energy and insulates the body. Whales
blubber.
have a spine blubber. Whales have a spinal column, a vestigial pelvic bone. Whales have a four-chambered heart. The neck vertebrae are typically fused, trading flexibility for stability during swimming.
Hmm.
Whales breathe via blowholes. Baleen whales have two and toothed whales have one. These are located on the top of the head, allowing the animal to remain almost completely submerged whilst breathing. Breathing involves expelling excess water from the blowhole, forming an upward spout, followed by inhaling air into the lungs. Spout shapes differ among species and can help with identification. The largest whales are blue whales. In fact, the blue whale is the largest animal known to have ever existed at 30-meter, 98 foot, and 180 tons. These huge animals eat about 4 tons of tiny krill each day, obtained by filter feeding through baleen, a comb-like structure that filters the baleen whale's food from the water.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, there were no mistakes. Like there were only one or two. They were. I know they were very difficult words, and I've told you their correct pronunciation. Yes, obviously, all of these are more of them are biological words, but otherwise, you read very nicely, Rima, I must say. All right. Okay, Rima. Have you ever seen a caterpillar, or like, let's go it in this way, like, are you afraid of insects?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, which is the insect of which you are most afraid of?
Ma'am, I told you before, I afraid of every animal.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. Okay, yes, after you told me this before as well. All right, all right. Okay. Uh, okay. So let's have a discussion on. Okay. Hmm. Okay, Rima. Like you know that. This nature is basically a blessing from Allah, and we have so many things around us. And yes, nowadays we hear all these things that like there's global warming going on, and our earth is getting warmed up, or even there's deforestation, and they are cutting off all the trees, and there's increasing pollution everywhere. So if you had to be a person in the environmental department, so how would you save Earth, or what recommendations would you give to save our planet?
Ma'am, it takes the time for speak.
It takes time to speak, no, but up till now, you should
Because
try to speak quickly.
well,
Are you using spoken language at your home, Rima?
no, very
No.
very little times I spoke.
You need to practice this thing on daily basis. Like even take out 5 or 10 minutes for yourself, or just speak by yourself, not with some other person, but just speak by yourself.
Ma'am, I spoke very little, but I write. I use my skills in writing form mostly.
Yeah, because while writing, you have a lot of time, and your brain works simultaneously. And while you're writing one word, you have the complete sentence in your mind. So, yes, for writing, many people are good in writing, but the main issue comes in speaking. Because in speaking, you have to be a bit more vigilant, and your brain has to work more faster actually as compared to writing.
Yes, ma'am. Only problem when we speak in front of anybody, like in interviews or like I have little also till problem that I can't speak immediately in English form, or I can just you can say blank. I have sentences, but I don't know how to structure it. How to can I say it, or मतलब बिल्कुल वो हो जाती हूँ. हालांकि लिख बेहतर लेती हूँ, लेकिन बोलने में जरा वो मैं हो जाती हूँ.
No issue. So that's why I want you to speak about this topic like right away. So if you were an environmentalist, so what do you know? Because we have all these things in our mind, like what strategies would you adopt to save your planet? Like what should be done? Would you hire a team for this purpose? Would you train the people? Would you, circulate more awareness amongst the people? What should be done?
Yes, ma'am. Well, generally, it is said that now our situation of global warming is better than before
Mm-hmm.
because they restricted the plastics shoppers and plastic bottles,
Mm-hmm.
and they ordered that put the plants as many as you can, and don't fire the plastic bags or plastic bottles.
Don't put plastic bags in fire.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
From these things we can save our earth.
So, but if you
From
were in the department who was heading all these things, so would you add some more strategies, or would you still stick on these three things?
Yes, ma'am, we restricted for the to buy the shopper bags of plastics and plastic bottles, and we aware the people to put the trees as well in their house or in the forest. Don't cut the
Plant more
trees,
trees.
plants or trees. Don't cut the trees, and we are close the cars of polluted cars engine.
Very good, yes. Either they should be banned or there should be a proper system so that they do not, pollute the atmosphere so much. Okay, good. Any other strategy?
Any other
Okay, Rima, let's talk something more interesting. Okay, so what about chocolate? Like, how much do you like chocolate, and when do you like to have this sweet? And what about your kids? And how do you prevent your kids from eating too much sweet? Because as a mother, we really have to keep a check on our kids that they shouldn't eat too much, of all these snacks. So, how do you keep a check on them? And personally, how much do you like chocolate?
Yes, ma'am, I like chocolate with nuts chocolate I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids are also used to eating sweet very much. They are mad in the sweet, in chocolate or like anything in the sweet form.
Uh-huh.
So I restrict them that no, don't do should eat so much sweet. It's spoil your teeth and it's make your stomach ache. But sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't. That like today's children is that are like uh, you can speak, we are not listening.
Exactly. We keep on speaking, but they turn deaf towards everything what we say.
Yes, yes. No, in this situation, I don't know and what to do in this situation.
Oh,
That
so okay,
I'm
Karima, are you a strict mother, or like you softly tell your kids not to do this thing?
Ma'am, I'm not too much strictly. I'm just in can you can say in some things that they are not good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can restrict them. Otherwise, don't. I want to like routine. They take them in routine life, but they don't
Uh-huh.
follow then routine. Then I will restrict them. Then that's don't do this and don't do this.
Mm-hmm. So, like, basically, you adopt the strategy of being a polite mother, and you have set the rules. But if they don't follow the
Yes,
rules, then you have to become a bit strict.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, अच्छा इसको हम कहते हैं रीमा, it's there's a proverb or an idiom you can say, put your foot down. मतलब means like if like you are taking things very lighter note and you want them to understand like in your softer way, but if they don't, then you can say I put my foot down, कि मतलब फिर मैं अपना पाँव नीचे रखती हूँ ताकि they should know that now our mother is going to making us realize that we have to do this thing whatever she has to say. ठीक है, so किसी को realize करवाने के लिए you can use the idiom put your foot down.
Put your put your foot
Put
down.
down, yes.
Okay.
Then I put my foot down. If you talk more yourself, you can say I put my foot down, or he has put his foot down. ठीक है, तो ऐसे इसको it's a very
Mm.
interesting phrase to use in this regard. Okay, okay, Rima, now let's study something about simple past tense. Okay, so can you tell me about the simple past tense? When is it used and what are the identifications of this tense? Yes, Rima, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, simple part 10.
Yes, simple past tense.
Okay. Simple past tense is subject plus verb की second form and object.
Subject plus verb, second form and object. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so now like again there come the rules that with which verbs we only add d, ed or ied, right? So you can see some rules in front of the screen that, for example, if if the words have a silent e, for example, close, die, fawn. So in these words, although there's an e at the end, but we're not pronouncing the sound of e. So in these words, we only add a d in the end. Closed, died, fawned. Okay, now if we have a vowel plus y in the end, for example, play, ay, destroy, oy, so we're going to add ed in the end. Played, destroyed, showed. So show again. Okay, so in show, obviously, yes, you can see that there is no y in the end, there's just a vowel. So even in this case, this show has to come over here actually. यहाँ पे इसने आना था in this table, ये यहाँ पे लिखा गया, it's wrong. It should be in the other forms table because it doesn't has a y in the end. Okay, then if we have a consonant plus y, for example, Mary, आप देखें कि सेम वही रूल है जो हमारा IES में था, ठीक है ना? So वहां पे भी यही था कि if we have a consonant plus y, so we're going to cut y and going to add IES, ठीक है ना? So यहाँ पे वही वही बात है, marry, married, carry, carried, study, studied. And some other forms, they don't follow any rule. You just have to use your common sense, like what will come over here. For example, visit, visited, miss, missed, watch, watched, finish, finished, fix, fixed, buzz, buzzed, show, showed. So these forms don't follow any specific rule because all of them have different words coming at the end. So we know that, like with which kind of words we use ed, d, or ied. Okay, so these are all the rules which I've already mentioned.
मैम
Regular verb,
ये जो vowels के साथ था वो क्या होता है, उसमें भी ईडी लगाते हैं?
yes, उसमें ed लगेगा, उसमें भी ed
और
लगेगा.
ये
So you can say these two are same. ये vowel जब आएगा वहां तो आपका ed आना ही आना है. Vowel plus y always adds an ed in the end. But these are
अच्छा,
other mixed
ठीक
forms. ठीक है?
है, ओके मैम.
Okay, so you can see like regular verbs ending in a silent E, they take only D. For example, close, closed. Or regular verbs ending in a vowel plus Y, they take ED. For example, played. And regular verbs ending in a consonant plus Y, they take IED in the simple past and past participle. Marry, married. Okay. And the remaining other regular verbs, they all take an ED in the simple past and past participle form. Okay. Now,
मैम what is we can say past participle?
past participle is simply the past form.
And it's simple past form.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you have a consonant after a vowel, for example, stop, ban, open, off. अब देखिए कि vowel के बाद यहाँ पे you are seeing a consonant. So in that case, the consonant, if there's a con which is basically after a stressed vowel, so you have double the consonant. आप कहें stop, stop. So stop में in the end p, यहाँ पे आपको we are adding a stress. So we will double the consonant. We will add one more p and then we will add ed in the end. Again ban, ban. So end pe we are having a stress. So in its past form, we're going to add like double the consonant. We are going to add ed in the end. Again swap, swap. यहाँ भी stress है. So we're going to add a double p and an ed. But if the vowel is not stressed, for example, open, offer. So यहाँ देखिए last वाले word के ऊपर there is no stress. So we won't double the consonant. We will only add an ed.
मैम ये
ठीक
तो
है?
फिर पीछे जैसे वाला ही हो गया ना, जैसे आपने भी बताया पीछे कि वॉवल के साथ ईडी आएगा.
यहाँ पे y था रीमा, एक्चुअली ये y का रूल था. ठीक है? There was a y
लेकिन
in the end.
वॉवल के साथ वाई था. हाँ.
एग्जैक्टली वॉवल के साथ आया था. यहाँ पे वॉवल के साथ आपका कॉन्सोनेंट आ रहा है. एंड देयर
लेकिन
आर
मैम
टू.
अगर देखें तो वॉवल के साथ वाई जो है वो कॉन्सोनेंट ही है ना.
एग्जैक्टली यस यू आर राइट, इट्स अ कॉन्सोनेंट. वेरी गुड. यस, it is a ये देखिए, but over here, like for consonants we have two different kinds. Now if there is a stress, we will double the consonant, but if there is no stress, we will not double and we will only add an eds. ये वाला वही rule है जो ऊपर हमने किया है, but for the stressing one we have to double the consonant. Okay, now this is your turn. You have to solve the exercise and you have to tell me the correct form and the correct spelling as well. Yes, Ima, can you read out the first sentence?
मैम इसको सिंपल पास्ट टेंस में और ये यानी ईडी भी अटैच्ड करना है.
Yes, this you have to tell me, like whether we should add ed, d,
ओके.
or ied.
The kids played in the garden last Saturday.
Very good.
She visited her friends last weekend.
Very good.
Um, Yesterday, I showed my little brother the new computer game.
Very good.
Last Friday, we decided to visit Cairo,
Cairo.
Cairo. Who invented the bulb?
Very good.
The shop assistant opened the door to customers.
Very good.
What happened yesterday?
Hmm.
The students worked on the project together yesterday.
Good.
They wanted to watch TV last night. We
Very good.
walked home last night.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So Rima, can you read out this phrase? Yes, Rima, you're there.
Yes, ma'am. This phrase
Yes.
in the name of Allah, who is very beneficent and omnipotent.
Yes, Rima.
In the name of Allah, who is very beneficent and omnipotent.
Okay, now the word is not beneficent. We have always heard this word is beneficent. It's actually beneficent. Beneficent. How to pronounce this word?
Bene,
No, it's
beneficent.
beneficent.
Bene, beneficent.
Very good. Beneficent. Yes, can you please repeat?
Beneficent.
Very good. Beneficent. Okay. So yes, we know the meaning. देखिए अल्लाह शुरू अल्लाह के नाम जो कि बड़ा मेहरबान और बड़ा और निहायत मेहरबान बहुत रहम वाला बहुत मेहरबान है. All right. Okay, now let me tell you some tips of reading the numbers in English. Okay, so Rima, first it's your turn. So can you please read out these numbers in English? How will you pronounce these numbers?
13,
Very good.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Hmm.
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Now these are some slangs and these are very, very interesting slangs. And I would like to share with you their meanings. And you're going to be very amazed at like what are their meanings and you're going to like them a lot. Okay. Uh, First one, can you read out the first slang, Rima?
Yes, ma'am. I was not born yesterday.
Okay, इसको अगर हम प्रॉपर उर्दू में कहें तो मैं कल पैदा नहीं हुआ था. Means like if someone is actually telling you how to do everything and you know that thing already, so you can simply say कि मैं कोई बच्चा नहीं हूँ. ठीक है, so मैं कोई बच्चा नहीं हूँ. उसके लिए in English you can simply say I was not born yesterday. ठीक है, to tell the others कि मैं कोई बच्चा नहीं हूँ, मुझे पता है कि कैसे करना है. So you can simply say I was not born yesterday. All right.
Okay, ma'am. It's good.
Okay, then अच्छा जैसे अगर सपोज द सेकंड वन इज दैट रिंग्स अ बेल कि आपको लग रहा है कि दिमाग में घंटी बज रही है. ठीक है, मींस आप उसको इसके लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि लाइक आप कहें किसी को नाम तो मुझे याद पड़ रहा है. Like if there's some conversation going on and you are recalling and you say yes मुझे नाम याद पड़ रहा है इस चीज का, like I have encountered this, so for that you can say that rings a bell. That rings a bell कि आपको उसके बारे में हल्का हल्का सा कुछ याद आ रहा है but not clearly, but simply you can say that rings a bell. Like after hearing some discussion or having some discussion, and you are trying to recall something, and you think that yes, you have a little bit memory of this thing. So for that, you can use that rings a bell. Acha, the third is very interesting. There is no accounting for taste. अच्छा, इसकी प्रॉपर जो इसका मुहावरा जो हम बता, दैट इज शौक का कोई मोल नहीं होता. शौक का कोई मोल नहीं होता. देयर इज नो अकाउंटिंग फॉर टेस्ट. ठीक है, like for taste specifically, like if you want to to eat something, and if the weather is not suitable for having that, but you love that thing so much, so you can simply say there's no accounting for taste. शौक का कोई मोल नहीं होता. शौक obviously we can use for many things which you love to do, which you like to eat. So, but in all these cases, we use for taste. There's no accounting for taste. अच्छा, next we have that's flat. That's flat का मतलब है कि बस ये चीज मतलब सीधी हो गई. Means कि if you have decided to do something, और अगर आप ये कहें like to stop the argument कि बस ये मेरा आखिरी फैसला है, कि इसके बाद अब कोई और डिस्कशन नहीं होगी. So for that you can say that's flat, कि बस अब ये चीज flat है, it's decided, so no more discussions. ठीक है, इस चीज को बताने के लिए you can say that's flat. अच्छा, then it's tip on my tongue. Tip on my tongue. ठीक है, इसका ये है कि like for example, if you have something in your mind but it's not coming on your tongue, you cannot speak it out, but you are very clear कि अच्छा वो चीज मुझे याद आ गई लेकिन मैं बोल नहीं पा रहा, so उसको आप कहते हैं it's tip on my tongue. It's tip on my tongue. Right, I hope Rima, you're getting all up till here and they are easy for you to follow as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I would want you to use these phrases, these slangs in your sentences once I'm done with explaining. Okay, it's not my cup of tea. We know this is very common. Like if something you can't do or it's not your business, not your department. So you simply say कि it's not my cup of tea. ये मेरा काम नहीं है. Okay, the next one is very interesting. Like if you have to, uh, express anything with your husband which you don't like, or you have some something to tell him that you don't like this thing of him, so you can simply say I have a bone to lick with you. It means कि मुझे आपसे एक शिकायत है. ठीक है, so मुझे आपसे एक शिकायत है. You can simply use the phrase I have a bone to lick with you. मुझे आपसे एक शिकायत है. Okay, I have to catch a plane. I have to okay, what we can do is let's keep this here, till here. These three, we can do them in the next class. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Okay, so yes, Rima. Starting with the first one, I was not born yesterday. How would you use this in a sentence?
I know my limits. I was not born yesterday.
Sorry, I know my.
I know my limits. I was not born yesterday.
Good, very good. Okay, that rings a bell. That rings a bell means कि मुझे नाम तो याद आ रहा है, मुझे कुछ याद पड़ रहा है.
What's your name? That it rings a bell in my mind.
Yeah, okay, what's your name? That rings a bell in my mind. Okay, good. Okay, number 3, there's no accounting for taste. Yes,
I want
Rima.
to. I want to do many things because there is no accounting for taste.
Very good, very good. Okay, that's flat.
You are not going, that's flat.
Very good. You're not going and that's flat. Excellent. Okay, it's tip on my tongue.
What is the meaning of this word? It's tip on my tongue.
Very good, very good. Like you have the meaning in your mind, but you can't say it out. Okay, it's not my cup of tea.
You should focus on it. It is not my cup of tea.
Very good, very good. Very nice. Okay, last one. I have a bone to lick with you.
I want to say something. I have a bone to lick with you.
Okay, very good, very good. So now you know how to use these slangs in your sentences. Okay, so Rima, this is your homework. You have to write about any personal experience. Like personal experience means that was very interesting enough that you want to tell it or you want to share it, right? So basically, you have to think of you have to start with an introduction, and you think of an introduction like which is basically eager when you're telling us. So it's a very interesting and one, and you want to hear more. Like what are you telling us about? So you have to make a very good introduction so that we know that, okay, you're going to tell us about this, and this thing. And in the second paragraph, you basically have to use simple past or past continuous, like second form or the ing form, like was doing, were drinking. This is the past continuous tense. All right. If something happened previous to the personal experience, मतलब आपके experience से कुछ अर्सा पहले कुछ हुआ था, so then you have to use past perfect, like in which we use had and third form of the verb. Had done, had completed, had drunk. Okay. Then you have to explain in your experience about your feelings, your thoughts. Like if you recall any objects around you, so please add in those things in your description as well. Like if you could smell something or if you could taste something, like in while explaining all this thing, and what were your actions, right? And obviously you have to also tell us about the place, and if you remember the time, you can tell about the time as well. Like what if you want to add some details about any place, about the time, so you can add in those things as well. And then you have to conclude by telling that what you learned from this experience. So you can say basically it's a short essay in which you have three paragraphs: introduction, body, and the conclusion. Introduction should be very strong because that would basically lead you towards writing a good paragraph on body and conclusion. And body should have all these things: feelings, thoughts, objects around you, smell, taste, actions, you know even place and time. And then you have to conclude, like did you learn anything, like did this experience give you a lifelong lesson or nothing. You can add your point of learning as well. So Rima, is it clear? Your assignment is clear to you?
We write person experience in past some sentences.
Yes.
Okay.
In past tense or in the past continuous tense, or like if something has happened before the experience, so you have to add the past perfect tense as well. All right. So after this, let's start something about active and passive voice. It's very interesting. I wanted to share some rules regarding active and passive voice. Well, I hope you must have had an idea what is active and what is passive voice. Yes, Rima, any idea about active and passive voice?
मैम एक्टिव पैसिव में वैसे मैं भी कंफ्यूज ही रहती हूँ.
Okay, so let's discuss this thing in detail. Let's try to do jahan tak hum kar sakte, then we'll continue this in the next class. So basically, in active sentences, the subject comes first. Remember this thing, like, because normally in sentences we always add the subject in the start. So in the normal sentences are the active sentences where we have the subject in the start. And in the passive sentences, it is the opposite. The object comes in the start, right? If the object comes in the start and the subject goes in the end, so that is the passive sentence. For example, you can see an example. Active sentence is Jeff stole the money. Jeff ne paise churaye. So Jeff is the person who is doing the action. He is the subject. काम किस पे हो रहा है? Money के ऊपर. Money is the object. So now in the passive voice, money is coming in the start. The money was stolen by Jeff. You can see subject has gone in the end of the sentence and object has come in the start of the sentence. Right, Rima? Up till here, is it clear? What is active, what is passive voice?
मैम पैसिव में इसकी उर्दू क्या बनेगी? पैसे चुराए गए.
Money was stolen by Jeff. पैसे चुराए गए. जी बिल्कुल, पैसे जेफ के जरिए चुराए गए. By. ठीक है ना? जेफ के जरिए पैसे चुराए गए. This is the correct Urdu. Yes, you're right. Okay, now if we go towards the rule is that you can see in Jeff stole the money. Stole is the second form of steal. ठीक है ना? So mean this is the simple past tense. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the simple past tense into, यहाँ पे हम उसकी third form लगा देंगे stolen, and we're going to add was या were depending upon कि वो singular है या plural है. Because this is singular, so we have add was. The money was, इसकी third form आ गई, stolen by Jeff. The money was stolen by Jeff. जो आपका tense होगा, you have to try to use the same tense in the passive voice as well. ठीक है, but यहाँ पे we are just changing the forms from second form, we are converting to the third form, and we are adding was or were depending upon the type of the noun, whether it's singular or whether it's plural. Right, Rima?
Yes,
Is it clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am. I try it. I understand with more examples.
Okay, let's tell you. I'd like a little more example. For example, the boy broke the window. The boy is the subject. The window is the object. So we have to switch the sentence, and we obviously we have to add the
The window broke by. Ma'am, इसका पैसिव क्या बनेगा?
The window was. आपने broke को convert किया third form में, broken आ गया.
Broken.
The window was broken by the boy. ठीक है? अच्छा, let's practice it more. Okay, now you try to make some sentence in simple past tense. Yes, Rima.
Ma'am, simple sentence. Simple present.
Simple sentence in past tense.
Simple sentence. She throws the ball to window.
She threw the ball at the window.
ये एक्टिव में ना?
She threw the ball out of the window. ठीक है?
ये अभी एक्टिव में था, अब इसको पैसिव में करेंगे?
Yes, let me write the sentence over here. You can simply say, Rima, she threw the ball. क्योंकि ball is the object over here. She threw the ball. Simple. Okay, now, how to change it into passive voice?
The ball was thrown by her.
Very good. The ball was thrown by her. Excellent. So see, you understood the concept. Okay. Okay, let's try one more sentence. Yes, one more sentence.
She reads the book.
Okay, she read a book. Okay, she read a book. Okay, let me write this over here again in the previous one. Uh, she read a book. Okay, yes, she read a book. Okay,
A, a book was read by her.
very good. A book was read by her. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now let's see, Rima, there are some rules for changing like from active to passive as well. So, the verb must have a direct object. काम जो हो रहा है वो किस पे हो रहा है, should be the verb should have a direct object जिस पे काम हो रहा होगा. If there is no direct object, then you cannot change those sentences into passive voice. For example, Bill slept until 9 a.m. बिल 9 बजे तक सोता रहा. अब सोता रहा तो ठीक है, कहाँ सोता रहा, there is no object, so you cannot change this sentence into passive voice. But Bill ate breakfast at 9:30. Ate is the verb. Khaya. Kya khaya? Breakfast. So breakfast is the object. So it has a direct object. So we can say breakfast was eaten by Bill. So you have to remember this thing. If the verb has a direct object, then and only then you can change it into passive voice. If there's no direct object, then you cannot change the sentence into passive voice. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, we'll keep this thing until here, up till here. And then I'm going to tell you about like how to change simple future, simple past, and even simple present. Because all these tenses have, they have very simple rules, but yes, they are different from each other. Right? Okay, so Rima, up till here in today's lesson, do you have any question, any queries you can ask? And
No, ma'am.
please try to practice on daily basis, because I feel that you are a bit shy, you are a bit reluctant in speaking. Otherwise, in my classes, you are not reluctant. You speak very well, but today you are a bit reluctant. So daily, you have to give some time to yourself. Assign a time when you are alone, and when you can talk to yourself, just talk to yourself, like whatever comes in your mind. Even like if you have to do something the whole day, you have planned something to do, what you want to cook, what you have to do the whole day. We plan all these things in the morning, like we have to do this, we have to cook this. So you can talk to yourself in English. And if you find it difficult, you can just text me that I don't know how to translate sentence into English, so I can tell that sentence as well. Right? So take care, Rima, and inshallah see you again in the next class on Thursday. We'll be continuing this active and passive voice. And do remember your assignment. And we're going to do some more vocabulary words and more expression, inshallah, in the next class. We have done many expressions today, and please practice them, and you can even speak them if you find, any appropriate situation to speak them to someone.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rima. Thank you for joining. Take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
Take care, ma'am. Allah Hafiz.